Hey guys, so I wanted to answer a question that I was asked, and that is whether or not I choose to disclose about my chronic illnesses when I go for a job interview or after I get a new job. And the answer to that is it depends on the situation. I don't disclose in a job interview because a lot of times when you're there for an interview, there's multiple people being interviewed for the same position, so there's a lot of competition. And when people hear that you have a chronic illness, they automatically think, oh, that means that you are going to be one of those people who are constantly calling off of work. So why would I want to hire somebody with a chronic illness, someone who may not be as reliable as someone else? Now, this is why it's really important for me to make sure that I'm taking enough time doing self-care, because it is so very easy for me to get sick. With stress, my MS symptoms get worse. I end up getting a flare, and that's not what I want, that's not what I need, and that hinders my ability to make money. So, sorry, I don't know why, I feel like I'm gonna cough, but I don't disclose about my MS usually at all, unless it's to a coworker. I don't really talk about that because a lot of people don't understand information about MS. They don't understand I can still work, I can still have a pretty normal life. There just might be some days when I'm not as good or I'm not feeling as great. But after I get to know people, when I've been hired to a new job, I'll tell certain people that I've formed a bond with, who I work with a lot. I will let them know certain things about my health just in case something was to happen. Now, talking about the incident that just recently happened here when I was at work, nobody here knew anything other than I have MS. They did not know about my seizure disorder, and I specifically chose not to disclose that because, in my opinion, it's nobody's business, and my seizures are fairly well controlled. We aren't exactly sure why I had those multiple seizures that day, but it happened, and now it's over with. But I haven't, before I had those seizures, I never had, these issues at this job. And now I have hiccups. But yeah, I don't like to disclose because I feel like then it also makes people judge you, or like I said, make people feel like you're unreliable or you can't be trusted. They look at you differently. That is one thing that I cannot stand about having a chronic illness, or multiple chronic illnesses in my case, is that people look at you differently when they find out that you have chronic illness or that you have a medical condition. And that's why I feel I'd rather people get to know me for me and not get to know me by knowing about my medical conditions, because like I said, it's really none of their business and it has nothing to do with them. So as long as I'm able and capable of doing my job and fulfilling my job duties, then I don't see that it's necessary to disclose. Now, if I do have to take a pre-employment physical or things like that, I will disclose it to the person who's doing my physical, because obviously I have to, because I take the medications for it, and they ask what you're taking the medication for. But I will not tell the manager or something like that themselves, because I don't like having that conversation with people and it's just awkward. So I don't know, but I hope that answers your question to the person who asks. That's pretty much all I have to say. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you disagree, please let me know why. If you have a chronic illness, do you disclose that to your employer? Or, how do you handle that situation? I would love to hear your comments and your views. And yeah, I'll see you guys again soon.